Okay, if you've ever had to insert a ton of images into a Google Sheets spreadsheet, you know how incredibly time consuming and annoying it can be to click on every cell and then click insert image to cell, click on that, and then to click browse, and then you browse. That can be really annoying if you have a ton of images to upload. So today we're going to use Keyboard Maestro to make that a bit easier. So here I have Keyboard Maestro, and it should have a Chrome macros group created. If not, you can just hit this plus sign down here to make a group, name it Chrome macros, and then enable macro group, make sure that's checked, and then select available in all applications, change that to available in these applications, hit this plus, and then select Google Chrome or whatever other browser that you are currently using or like to use, Safari, Firefox, whatever. In my case, I'm using Chrome, and I'm just going to delete that group. So if I go over to this Chrome macros group here, I can then make a new macro by clicking this button down here to create a new macro. We're going to call this insert image in cell. And so this macro is going to be triggered by a hotkey that will only be triggered if Google Chrome is the running window. So if I do this hotkey in Finder or any other app, it will not work. That is because this macro is inside of this Chrome group. So we're going to hit this new trigger button, and we're going to use hotkey trigger. And then for the hotkey, I'm just going to do Control-Shift-I. So once we input this hotkey, this will be what will trigger the macro in the Chrome application. So right now there's no actions, so we need to add our actions. So the first action we're going to add is click at found image. We're going to put that right there. And now we're going to hop over to Chrome, and I'm going to take a screenshot by clicking Command-Shift-4, and I'm going to click and drag over insert. And then once that photo is taken, you can then grab it from your desktop. So this is that screenshot I just took. You can just click and drag this into this box. And then now it'll click at that image. And if you want to test this, you can hit go. And then you can see my mouse jumped to that image, so it's finding it. You can also click this display button. And when I hit go, you see that green box appears that shows where the image is. So if you like that, you can have that checked. If not, you can have it unchecked. All the other settings are fine. But if you hit go and it moves your mouse to that button, then you know it's working. So that is the first image we need to click. The next one is going to be insert image. So let's hit insert and then Command-Shift-4 on a Mac, click and drag, screenshot image. And then in Keyboard Maestro, we can copy and paste this action down here and then replace the image from insert to image. So then what this will do is it'll click insert, and then it'll click image. And then the last thing we need to click in this page is insert image in cell. Take a screenshot of that. Then we'll copy and paste. Drag this image in, and great. So then now, if you want, you can just have it end here, and then it'll be up to the user to drag and drop the image into this window. Or if you also want, we can take a screenshot of browse, and we can have the macro click browse as well. So I'm just going to do that, put that there. So then now what this macro will do is once we hit Control-Shift-I, it's going to click on insert, and then it's going to find and click on image, and then it's going to find and click on insert image in cell, and then it's going to find and click on browse. So one last thing I want to do before I call this good is it's good to add some pauses between our actions, especially when the mouse is moving and clicking and these buttons are popping up after they're clicked. We want to be sure we're allowing for enough time for these to pop up before the macro tries to click it. So we can do that two different ways. So we can do pause, and if we drop this in here, it'll have a pause break here for 1.5 seconds. That's a little long. You can set that to 0.2 or whatever you want it to be, 0.05 maybe. And then you can just click copy, and then whatever action you have selected when you paste, it'll paste after that. So we can just select these and paste so we have some pauses in between it. Another thing you can do is you could do pause until, and then you can set this add condition to found image condition, and then input the same image that we are going to click next. So once we click insert, we want to pause until we see the image, so we can grab that, and then copy, paste, and then we're gonna pause until we see insert image in cell, and then copy, paste, pause until we see browse. So those are two different ways we can pause, and I'm going to go with the pause until. But if that's a little too complicated, you can just use pause. So because I have two different kinds of pauses, I'm just going to select these regular pause actions. If we right click, we can hit disable to turn those off. So now what it'll do is it'll click on insert, wait until it sees image, click on image, wait until it sees insert image in cell, then click on insert image in cell, wait until it sees browse, and then clicks browse. It should click on all those images and function properly. So I'm going to try it now. Control-Shift-I. Perfect. Did exactly as I wanted. So those pauses worked great, and I was able to insert this image of a nice car here into the cell. If I wanted to do it again, Control-Shift-I. Works perfectly. So that is how you can set a keyboard shortcut in Chrome to insert the image into cells. You can take this same logic here and really set a shortcut for anything you want inside of the applications or websites you want them to be used in. And yeah, just have fun with it.